Today's video is a bit different because this isn't a first impressions review. This is more of a long-term look. After using the EWEADN C65 V2 for a while, I wanted to come back and answer a simple question. Does it still hold up, or was it just another budget keyboard that felt good at the start and then fell off? This is the EWEADN C65 V2, a compact 68-key mechanical keyboard with tri-mode connectivity. You can use it wired via USB-C, Bluetooth 5.0, or with a 2.4 GHz dongle. On paper, it checks a lot of boxes for a budget keyboard, but after extended use, the real question is, how much of that actually matters day to day? Starting with the build, it's still holding up pretty well. The ABS plastic case hasn't developed any major issues over time. There is some flex, and that hasn't changed, but it's the kind of thing you notice more when you're looking for it. In regular use, it feels stable enough on the desk. The rotary knob is still one of those features that you end up using more than you expect, mainly for volume, and it's held up without any issues. Internally, the keyboard uses a 4-layer foam system with Poron and Ipex, combined with a gasket mount design. Over time, this is one of the things I've come to appreciate more. The typing feel is slightly cushioned, but still leans a bit firm. It's not the softest gasket mount out there, but it's consistent, and more importantly, it hasn't degraded or changed much with use. The keycaps are PBT, and this is where long-term use really matters. After extended use, they've held up well. There's no noticeable shine, and the texture still feels decent. The legends are fine, not the sharpest or cleanest I've seen, but they get the job done and haven't faded or worn out. Now, let's talk about the switches. This board comes with hot-swappable matcha linear switches with a light actuation force and around a 43G bottom out. Out of the box, they felt smooth, and even after long-term use, that smoothness is still there mostly. That said, this is where you start to notice some of the compromises. Not every switch feels perfectly consistent. Some keys sound slightly different than others, which becomes more noticeable over time. It's not a deal breaker, but it's definitely there. The hot-swappable feature, though, really helps here. If that inconsistency bothers you, you can always swap the switches out later, and that adds a lot of long-term value to the keyboard. Sound-wise, the keyboard leans toward a deeper, more controlled profile thanks to the foam layers. It's not overly loud, and it doesn't develop any annoying rattles over time, which is honestly impressive at this price point. The overall sound stays pretty consistent, which isn't something you can say about every budget board. The RGB lighting is another area that holds up well. You're getting full 16.8 million RGB with customizable effects. It's bright, it's flexible, and it still works exactly how you'd expect. Whether you like a subtle glow or something more vibrant, it does the job without any issues over time. Now for connectivity. This is one of the biggest strengths of this keyboard. The tri-mode setup makes it really versatile. Bluetooth is reliable for everyday use, switching between devices is straightforward, and the 2.4 GHz connection still feels responsive enough for gaming. Over time, I didn't run into any major connection drops or stability issues, which is a good sign. Software-wise, you do get some level of customization, things like key remapping, macros, and RGB control. It's not as advanced as higher-end options like VIA or QMK, but for a budget keyboard, it's usable and gets the basics done. Now, after all this time, does the EWEADN C65 V2 still hold up? Honestly, yes. It's not perfect, but it gets a lot of the important things right. You're getting tri-mode connectivity, hot-swappable switches, gasket mounting, proper sound dampening, and durable PBT keycaps, all in a compact layout that still feels good to use over time. It's one of those keyboards that doesn't try to be the best at everything, but it gives you enough in all the right areas to stay relevant even after long-term use. If you're looking for a budget mechanical keyboard that you won't feel the need to replace anytime soon, this is still a solid option. Let me know if you want comparisons with other keyboards in this range, and I'll cover those next. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.